Muni bonds being tax exempt. Well, they are, NEMA, so I don't know what would be confusing about that. But generally speaking, they're subject to state and local. No, they are not. So let's be very clear. I say, NEMA, for me to do a really good job for you over time, I need to know a lot about you. What is your tax bracket? And he says, Dean, I'm in a 35% tax bracket. I said, NEMA, is that both federal and state? He said, yeah, Dean, I'm a resident of California, and my combined tax bracket is 35%. I said, well, NEMA, what I'm going to recommend for you is that we buy you some municipal bonds from California or political subdivisions of California. Because in that circumstance, NEMA, the federal government would like to tax you, but can't. The state of California could, but chooses not to. Now, if you buy Clark County, Nevada bonds, California, NEMA, as a resident of California, will tax you. You say, Dean, are there any bonds that no matter where I live in the country, they are tax-free? I said, yes, territories. We can geographically diversify you through like Puerto Rican bonds. Now, the only component of a muni bond that is tax-free is the coupon. If you buy a muni bond low and you sell it high, that is taxable, right? So they are subject to state and local taxes. If you are a resident of New York and you buy a New Jersey bond, NEMA, New York then will tax you. You know, if you're a New York resident, you need to make New York, right? If you're a resident of New Jersey, you buy a New York bond, New Jersey can and will tax you. That's why this is a huge suitability question. Where do you live? So I can determine what kind of bond you want to buy. Brian has his board up and running. So there you go, Brian.
Yeah, it's the interest, the coupon interest payments are tax exempt, both federal and state, if you are a resident of that state. But I don't see too many investors buying New Jersey bonds if they live in New York. You know, that's not going to help them that much. But the only thing you got to be careful is just like Dean said, is the capital gains are always taxable. There are no exemptions on capital gains to anything, really, right? It's just the uniqueness about municipals that their interest is exempt from both federal and state. And the most suitable, of course, are those in the highest tax brackets, because they would have to pay the most tax on it. So that's why we recommend munis primarily to higher tax bracket individuals. It's quite simple for a series sale.
That's right. Munis are for rich people. The other thing I would add to that is if you're taking a Series 6, I started out NEMA as a retail broker, and my go-to move was selling people Franklin's tax-free funds. Franklin Templeton is huge in the tax-free municipal bond marketplace. And he's retired now, but the portfolio manager for Franklin was a guy named Raphael Constance. And Raphael was on the dais being interviewed, and there were 3 people, including himself, who were managing muni bond portfolios. And the other 2 gentlemen on the dais said that they are buying muni bonds low because they're undervalued, and they're also getting some capital gain. So they're getting some good total return besides the tax-free income. What I love, Brian, is when they got to Raphael, he said, I try and minimize capital gains distributions to my shareholders. So it sounds boring. I agree with both of these other gentlemen that there are undervalued muni bonds in the marketplace. I too buy them, but I don't sell them. I just hold them to maturity because I'm trying to be as tax efficient as I can on behalf of our Franklin Templeton shareholders, and those capital gains distributions to them would be taxable. So I thought, wow, okay, somebody who sticks to what they said they were going to do, right? So